We are at the back of the property today, and my goals, aspirations, crazy dreams are to build an electric fence for the horses with step stakes. Purely temporary. On the weekend, Chris brush cut a section for me that will eventually be pasture number 5, but for right now, we don't have time to fence that properly, so we're going to just use it for the horses. We're going back to the circle way at the back there to start. Unfortunately, this is what I have to deal with. I can only blame myself for this. I took down the old fence kind of in a hurry. I apologize, it's very windy today, so I probably won't film much of this out there. But I took down the electric fence in a hurry and left it lying on the ground all summer. And it just kind of kept getting moved and piled and moved and piled. And now it is a tangled mess. It's probably going to take me hours just to get this unraveled. It was a double strand all the way around 2 acres, so there's a lot of fencing there. And I would like to get this going for the horses because they've pretty much eaten everything that they've got in their little paddock that they have now, or little pasture. So as you can see, I have gathered up as many step stakes as I could find that weren't already in use, and gonna give it a shot. Last time we did put in T-posts, and I don't want to do that because our ground is so clay-like. We had to actually dig out every single post, which sucks. Some of them aren't even dug out yet. So step stakes it is. I will keep you updated on how I do. Like I said, wind is crazy today, so we'll see. But maybe when I get down there, I can quickly show you the area I'm talking about, and we can go from there. Well, I finally found an end, so I suppose that's a good start. But oh boy, this was a silly move by me, but that's what happens when you're rushing, I suppose, or lazy. Not sure which it is. I was thinking it would have been smart to have gotten one of those, sorry about the wind, one of those, you know, the things that you roll up a hose on? I might try that. If I get this all out and up, I might buy one of those little things to bring it in on a hose roller upper. I'm sure it has a technical name. Well, we are getting somewhere. Got a few sections separated out here. I found the end to that whole bit there that I hopefully have lying neatly enough to be usable. And I have one section that I've put up that goes down between those 2 trees. I made it to the back portion of my pasture. You can just see, let's see, the circle that we run the sheep down to up there. And this is the direction I'm heading in the path that Chris cut. There are a couple apple trees in here, so I may have to monitor the horses a little bit because there's a lot of apples on the ground. But limited access at first till they get used to it. We're halfway around with our electric fence. So I actually think I might achieve getting this done today, and that means the horses can come out here tomorrow, which is awesome. I have to say, was it October 14th, I think? I'm not 100% sure on that. This is the problem with being at home and COVID and whatever. The days just seem to go by. But yeah, it is hot out today. It has to be close to 20 degrees. I also noticed I had a bunch more tomatoes ripening in the garden and a few more red peppers, which is great as well because I have some canning to do this afternoon. I have so many tomatoes in the house, it's not even funny. But yeah, I'm super pleased with my progress on this, and I think the horses will enjoy it as well. Windy, very windy. Anyways, hopefully I'll be able to adjust that for the video. Anyways, we're all the way around. I'm back at the circle. There you have it, going down that side. And behind me here makes up high like the rest of the pastures that we're working on. Super glad to get that done. I know it looks like there's a lot of goldenrod, which they won't eat, but underneath there's a lot of grass. So, as you can see in the bits that Chris had brush hogged, the grass is there. So, fingers crossed they're gonna love it, and it'll do them until the snow flies. Anyways, time to get inside and work on some other stuff. Hey guys, well, it's approaching the end of the day. I managed to get that horse pen done and do a few things in the house, but all in all, not very eventful really. But I am out in the garden, and I just wanted to give you guys a look at our herbs because they are still doing amazing, even though we had quite a heavy frost last weekend. They are still holding strong, but I'm going to harvest a bunch more here to chuck in the dehydrator because I don't want to leave it and then miss it, which is what I did with my basil, of course, because I forgot to cover it. So I would like to get as much of this in bags and such as I can. And I mean, you can see there the citronella, it got a little bit frosted and burnt on there. But our stevia, which, you know, to be honest, we thought for sure would be a goner after these heavy frosts, but it's doing amazing. This is quite a protected little area. But, so I'm going to take a bunch of that off. Now, we've also got our lemongrass, which I'm really unsure what to do with. We did harvest quite a bit throughout the summer to put into kind of stir fries and things like that. I am going to chop some today and try it in the dehydrator. I'm actually thinking if I dehydrate it right down just as the stalk, I could chuck it in my food processor. Our parsley here, but it's quite cold hardy, so I'm not going to really bother with that at this moment. But it is doing amazing now that it's cooled off. We do love the blue barrel gardening for our herbs, and it's really great because it keeps it at that level where you're constantly looking at it and working with it. And then here, oh, the smell. This was just something Chris had been working on. We had it in the house, and he had done slips from it and restarted them. And we put it outside this year. I don't have a plan for it. We don't use it. So we may not cut and bring any in this year just because it's kind of off the list right now. My plan was to get is it a essential oil diffuser? No, it's distiller. And make some essential oils with it. So that's why we kind of kept it going. But I haven't gotten around to purchasing that yet. But maybe one day. Anyway, and then we've got 2 buckets here with oregano. And I got one up by the house as well with oregano. And I've also got rosemary, which we're going to bring in. And thyme up by the house. But I am going to take some of this oregano. And mostly for the fact that it is hardy. But I do want to get some going in the dehydrator because it's a herb that I have very little of in the house right now. So going to bring some of that in. And we've also got some more onions here that have gone rogue or come back up. I guess I'll be using them as green onions. So that's my plan. I'm going to get some herbs cut out here and get going on that and pop them in the dehydrator. Definitely, if you have any suggestions on how I can use this lemongrass, that would be awesome. I'm going to cut a little bit today, but I'm not going to take too much out of this pot. Now, saying that, it may be beyond. I mean, so much of it is gone brown. Yeah, so much of it is already browned. I don't know if it's really even worth trying to save any of it now. But I didn't even include my chives. Sorry about that. Poor chives, always getting left out. Almost got all the corn stalks cut down. I've been feeding them to the horses and the bunnies. They seem to be doing quite well with it. Actually, one thing that I should take us over for, let me take us in here really quick. This is getting longer than I'd anticipated. My tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, still going. I need to pick some more. The plants are completely dead, but they are finally ripening, and look at the fruit on there. Again, I have done, I don't know how many hundred, I've probably done 300 pounds of tomatoes this year already, and I'm betting there's another 100 pounds sitting on these vines. So hopefully they will keep ripening, and hopefully we won't get frost. This is what we are curious on. These are our sugar beets, and they've really come out this fall. So the root on them is not huge yet, but they do keep going until it's a good freeze. So hopefully we can get enough. Our plan is to attempt to We cook them down, make the syrup, and then boil down, dehydrate, however you want to word that, to be sugar. That's our plan. So fingers crossed that will work. It's time to get some chores done. I can procrastinate no longer. And I just felt a drop of rain, so I'm not going to beat it. I better get these herbs picked and get on. I know, I said it was done, but I just wanted to say I did pick the lemongrass, so I am going to dehydrate it. So I will maybe keep you posted on how that. So I just did a one kind of handful, and I trimmed up or pulled off all the outer kind of dead leaves and trimmed off the ends. So I'm very curious how this goes, so I'm going to give it a shot. Anyways, now I'm officially going to get going on chores. Bye for now.